Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another one of our lessons as we talk about powering up with the fruit of the Spirit. Now, we went last time talking about the fruit of faithfulness, and we did just a brief introduction to that, and we went over our memory verse, which let's go ahead and say that one together, coming from Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Okay, let's say it together. Now, faith is being sure of what we hope for and being certain of what we do not see. So, Hebrews 11:1, that's our memory verse, and you can go back and practice that at any time. But what I want you to do right now is go ahead and maybe you need to pause the video, maybe you can hurry out there. I'll give you just a second. But if you can take your Bible or your paper or whatever you've got with you outside and keep watching, go ahead and do that. If you just need to go to a window, go ahead and go to a window for just a second. But I'm going to give you a moment, and I want you to just look at whatever is outside, whether you're actually able to look up around or out through a window, and describe what you see. What do you see as far as like the birds, the trees, all those different things? Okay, I'll give you a moment. I really, hopefully you're doing it. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll give you time. It's okay. Okay. Hopefully you've done that. Hopefully you've taken a moment and you have looked out at what all is around you. And I want you to answer this question for me. Go ahead and holler it out at the screen. Maybe if you're outside, say it a little quieter so your neighbors don't wonder what's going on. But who made all of the stuff that you see? The birds, the clouds, the trees, all those different things. Who made it? That's right. God made all of those things. God has provided a lot of stuff for us, and He's been providing it for a really, really long time. And it hasn't stopped since He started providing it. And He provided something even more important than any of the trees or the birds or the animals, or even more important than the air we breathe. He even provided His Son, Jesus Christ, for us. God has been providing for His creation, for His people, from the very dawn of time. That's a pretty special thing. It means that God is very consistent. That means He's been doing the same things over and over, from the past to the present and all the way into the future. That's a big deal, because if we think about all the things around us, including ourselves, we're not the best at being consistent or doing the same thing or being there every time or telling the truth every time. But that's exactly what God's character of faithfulness means. Now I'm going to put that word up on the screen and we'll break it down into the three pieces, okay? So the word is faithfulness. Faithfulness. Let's really break that down. Faith means trusting or believing. Full means to be very completely filled or containing as much as possible. And that end of the word, ness, is your state or your condition. Faith means to trust or believe. Faithfulness means to be full of faith, putting your full and continual trust in something. God has shown faithfulness to His people by putting His trust in the fact that they are worthwhile and continuing to provide for them. We show our faithfulness to God by continually trusting in Him, putting all of our trust in Him. Now, are you still outside? Maybe near a window, whatever the case may be there. Again, I want you to look up at the sky. And I want you to pick out one cloud that you can see really clearly. And I want you to stare at it for a second. Kind of see what direction it's shaped like, what color it is. Maybe it looks like a dog or a broom or a bowling ball. I don't know. Whatever that cloud may look like. Stare at it for just a second, and then we're going to close our eyes and we're going to count to 30. No peeking. Close your eyes, count to 30, starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, no peeking, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, keep them closed, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, almost there, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Open your eyes and find that same cloud in the air, okay? Find it, look at it. Is it exactly the same as it was? Probably not. Now, some of your clouds may have moved more or changed more than other people's, but clouds are not permanent. Clouds are not consistent. Clouds change all the time. God is not like a cloud, okay? Now, some of you are probably going, yes, we fully understand that, Mr. Jed. We know that God isn't a cloud. But something that simple can be a big deal because, like we said, God will be exactly the same. Not even if you looked up at those clouds and you couldn't see a lot of change and you're like, oh, but it looks pretty close. It still wasn't exactly the same. But God will be the same that He was from the beginning of time all the way to the end of time. And that's a big deal because if we're going to trust something or someone and put our full faith in them, be full of that faith, living in a state of trust, we really want it to be as consistent as possible. And God is absolutely consistent. So here's a nice thing about it. Sometimes the people in this world will treat us differently from day to day, depending on how they're feeling. Sometimes we will treat other people differently from day to day, depending on how we're feeling. God will always treat us the same. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that next week. But God will be absolutely consistent, so that as we consider that His Spirit is dwelling within us and we get the chance to exhibit faithfulness, we can trust that our faith is well grounded in a God who consistently cares about His creation, who takes care of it and provides for it, not just by the trees and the plants and the air and the clouds, but through His only Son, who He sent to save us all. And that is available for everyone. That is something we can be thankful for and show faith that it really is for each and every one of us. Thanks for joining me this week for this lesson. I hope that you'll join me again as we continue to talk about faithfulness and the other fruits of the Spirit. Have a great day.